Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles, and I welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamerspro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and where we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And today we got another interesting episode for you guys. But before we get into it, make sure you guys go ahead and hit the subscribe button. We're trying to get to 50,000 subscribers by the end of this year, so we'd really appreciate it if you supported us, helped us reach that goal. So make sure you go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Anyway, let me get into this content here. So as all of you know, the majority of you know, I'm sure at this point, all of you know that my favorite basketball player of all time is Kobe Bryant. I probably said that, I don't know, a few hundred times on this channel, right? Because we produced, I think, over 1,000 videos now. So as some of you are aware, just about a week or so ago, LeBron was mired in some drama with the NBA. There was a game that he played against the Indiana Pacers. He played that game, and in that game had a lot of events, right? One of them was he had some fans on sitting courtside. He had them removed for some very offensive comments that they made allegedly, based on some of the things that I heard. So there was that instance there. But we also know that he did something at the end of the game, with like a gesture celebrating. He did a few. He did his like calm down. He did that, but he did another one that really got him into trouble with the league about a week or so ago. And when that happened, it took me a moment, but then I immediately thought back to Kobe Bryant. Because for the first time in LeBron James' 17-year career, I think this is one of the few times we're beginning to see him have a public disagreement with the NBA publicly. Maybe he's had a lot of, contentious situations with them in the past behind the scenes that we don't know about. But in this particular instance, the NBA fined him publicly. Now, we also know that he had a gripe with the league. I think he had a misdiagnosis of having contracting the virus, and I think he was prematurely sent into quarantine, whatever it is. So he voiced his opinions on that. He was displeased with that, and that happened, I think, a few days ago. But this issue pertaining to what happened with the Indiana Pacers, all of you guys have seen that, and we all know the gesture that he did, the Sam Cassell move, and that was something that drew a lot of attention. And people were discussing it in the media. This is something that LeBron James should do as the face of the league and all of this. Now, this was the discussion around that, and he was fine with it. But I noticed something. As a Kobe Bryant fan, I noticed that Kobe Bryant, when he was playing with the Los Angeles Lakers, when Pau Gasol was there, when Lamar Odom was there, he was playing against the San Antonio Spurs, and I saw that game live. And he was in a very similar situation, dare I say the exact same scenario that LeBron James was in when he was playing against the Indiana Pacers. And the game was winding down. I think there was less than a minute in the game. And Kobe Bryant pulled up for a three-point shot, dagger shot, against the Spurs. He hit it, and he did the exact same celebration that LeBron James did. Now, I know the majority of the people that are watching this video right now have not seen that clip, because there are only two reasons you would see that clip. Number one, you're a Laker fan and you saw that clip. Number two, you're a Kobe Bryant fan. So before we go too far, what we want to do is we want to quickly play that clip. This is the first time we're going to play a clip and show you exactly what I'm talking about. So before we go too far, I want you guys to watch this clip. It's very short.
Blowing a quick whistle down the stretch. So you got to make sure you get a lot of contact if you want to go to the back line. The three does it again. Clutch, back-to-back Kobe. Houston.
Now, after watching that clip, I'm sure that the majority of you are very surprised at what you just saw. Because essentially, Kobe Bryant did the exact same celebration that LeBron James, and LeBron James did, by the way, I think Kobe did it better, obviously. I mean, come on. Kobe, yeah, but a little bit more swag and a little more bounce in his arms when he was, anyway. I think Kobe made it look better, but anyway. But he did the exact same thing, and absolutely nothing happened. There was no discussion around it. There was nothing about it, nothing made about it. Now, I know some of you may say, well, the reason that is, Mr. Charles, is because your favorite player, Kobe Bryant, was not the face of the league, and LeBron James was the face of the league, and you'll be wrong right again. Kobe Bryant was among the faces of the league. And what the NBA was doing was they were marketing both Kobe and LeBron James at that time. They were both the faces of the league because Kobe was, they could tell that he was, eventually getting older, and LeBron was still coming up, so they were marketing it too. Hence, the Nike commercials. Do y'all remember the 2009 Nike puppet commercials? Who was in there? It was Kobe Bryant and LeBron James. They were trying to create this scenario in which they would meet in the NBA Finals in 2009. He didn't do that. right? Kobe made it. LeBron didn't make it because they lost to the Orlando Magic. And then the next year they went and played against, the Lakers went to the finals 3 years in a row. First they lost to the Boston Celtics. Then they lost to the Orlando Magic. Then they beat the Orlando Magic. And then they beat so for a 3-year period, Kobe Bryant was in the NBA championship round. And there's no way that the NBA is going to have a star in their league going to 3 consecutive championship rounds and not talk about him and having the face of the league. So Kobe Bryant was among the faces of the league, but he wasn't the only one. But what I noticed was that there was nothing made about it. Nothing made about it. It wasn't a big deal at all. It wasn't a big deal at all. But now, when LeBron James is doing it, the NBA is fining him. People are talking about that's not the right gesture. And I'm asking myself, the question is, why? Why is LeBron being criticized for something that Kobe Bryant did in his prime? And I think one of the reasons for this, one of the reasons that it could be, was because I believe Kobe Bryant was more feared when he was played. I believe Kobe Bryant was more feared when he played. Especially by media members, he was feared. You know why? No one in the media would dare cross Kobe Bryant when he was in his prime. Name the person that was doing it. Name the person that was talking trash about Kobe Bryant the way Skip Bayless talks trash about LeBron James when he was in his prime. Go look at the clip. In that clip, you had Lamar Odom, you had Pau Gasol, so he was in his prime. That was like the champion. I think Derek Fisher was in that clip, if I'm not mistaken. That was when they were winning champ. Nobody was doing it. The only time media members had the chutzpah to talk about Kobe Bryant was the moment he tore his Achilles tendon. And then then the snakes came out of the grass. And all of a sudden, these foolish conversations, where does Kobe Bryant rank all time? Is he number 10? None of these guys would ever have the courage to say that. And whenever they did say silly things about him, Kobe Bryant would always say, but those people at ESPN are idiots anyway. Y'all remember that? When they used to come up with their stupid rankings? And he would say, but I already knew everybody there was idiots. You remember when Kobe used to say that? He used to say that. He wasn't buddy-buddy with them. They would never try it. The only reason they tried it was when they knew he got injured and they knew his career would not be the same. That's when the snakes came out of the grass to come and start biting him. That's when that happened. They never tried it. But in the case of LeBron James, it's like open season on him. And my question is, my question really to you guys is, why? I just gave the reason I believe it. But what I want to know is, why do you feel that LeBron is being criticized for the exact same thing that Kobe Bryant did? And the most surprising thing is Kareem Abdul-Jabbar came out and said that about LeBron. Ghosts don't do it. What? And LeBron James is a current Laker, and he's considered one of the on the Lakers Mount Rushmore. We're talking about Kareem Abdul. He made that criticism about LeBron. To me, I think it's very surprising. It's very surprising given the fact that now some people say, well, they never saw Kobe do that, but he did. So what I want to know from you guys is, what do you think? What do you think is really going on here? Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section below. Again, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to make sure you go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell to be notified whenever we drop our content. Once again, this is Charles here from Dreamerspro. Wishing you guys an amazing day and catch you guys on the next episode.